Hey guys, it's Miss Mariah, and today we're going to be doing a baking video. I'm going to be making some healthy Pop-Tarts. This is not my recipe, but I am doing my take on a recipe from a food blog that I follow. Her name is Chocolate Covered Katie, and I'll type out the link so you guys could see it. So maybe if you want some other ideas about some stuff that she does, you could check it out. But again, I'm going to be doing my take on her recipe. So let me go to my kitchen and we'll get started. Okay, so now that my hands are clean and I have on my apron, I will be putting in 1/2 cup and 3 tablespoons of flour. Next, I will be doing 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Next, we'll be putting in 1/2 teaspoon of sugar. Now I'm not putting too much sugar because later on we're going to put honey in them. Next, we will be putting in all the wet ingredients into another bowl. So this will consist of the honey, the vanilla, and the milk, as well as the oil. And I'm going to be putting all these in another bowl, and later on I will mix both the wet and dry ingredients together. For this part, I am using 1 tablespoon and another 1/2 tablespoon of honey. Now we're going to put in 1/2 tablespoon of vanilla. After that, 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. Now 1 1/2 tablespoon of milk. Now you could use any kind of milk that you have in your home. Any should do. Next, I will be combining the wet and dry ingredients. I'm going to mix them together. My dough is going to look a little like a crumble, but that's okay because I'm going to form it into a ball anyway. Once I'm done forming my dough into a ball, I'm going to put it into a gallon freezer bag and close it as tightly as possible. And I'm going to get my rolling pin and try to roll it out as flat as possible, almost like a tortilla. Now you don't have to use a rolling pin. You could use almost anything that has a cylinder shape. That's done. I'm going to place the dough into the refrigerator for 20 minutes and set my oven to 350. Now I'm going to make my filling. Alright, in order to make my filling, I'm going to start off with low to medium heat on my pot. Next, I'm going to grab some butter, put that in the pot, and then I'm going to grab about a teaspoon of brown sugar. Then I'm going to mix in about 5 to 8 raspberries, depending on how you like it. You could also use strawberries or any berry that you have in your home. So now that it's been about 20 minutes, I'm going to cut open the freezer bag of dough. The reason that I'm doing this is so it's easier and I don't make a mess on top of my counters. Next, I will be starting to form the dough into almost a rectangle the best way that I can. Now, it's not going to be perfect. After I start to form it, I am cutting it into squares and rectangles. I'm doing the best that I can to make use of the dough that I have, just because it's not the perfect shape. So because of that, I do have some small and some big rectangles that I will be using. Now I know this is not a lot of dough. I'm not making too many of the Pop-Tarts. If you want to make more than this, go ahead and double the recipe, meaning put twice as much of all the ingredients that I have here. Alright, now that I have my dough all cut, mine are different shapes. It just kind of depended on my dough and how I thought it would be the best way to shape them. So I have some small, I have some big ones, and I'm just going to start filling. So the first filling that I'm going to use is the raspberry filling that we made, and I'm going to fill as many as we can with this one filling. I think I'm going to do a couple small ones with this one, and the spoon that I'm using is equivalent to 1 teaspoon. So I'm going to fill one of the big ones with this. Once I'm done filling the center with the filling, I'm going to take the top piece of the dough, or that little top portion, and do the best that I can to smooth it out to give me that rectangle shape. And I'm going to gently take it off of the plastic part of the bag and place it on top of the bottom piece, or the piece that has the filling on it. And I'm going to smooth it out and press it down with a fork. And I'm just going to do that with the rest of them and continue until I have no more filling left. That was the last of my raspberry filling, so the last few that I have, I'm going to use Nutella to fill. And I did put it in the microwave for 20 seconds to kind of soften it up and make it easier to pour. Finished filling the Pop-Tarts. I know they look a little messy, but it's okay. It's gonna happen. They're not gonna be perfect, but it's all good. I have parchment paper on top of my cookie sheet. You can also put oil on top. You put it lightly on top and spread it with a paper towel, but I'm using parchment paper. So now, next, we're gonna put them in the oven. We're gonna put them in the oven for 15 minutes. Once they are done in the oven, then we are gonna put the toppings, and let's put them in there, and we'll be back in 15 minutes. I ended up putting them in there for about 16 minutes because 15, they're a little too undercooked. You could probably do 15 minutes and 30 seconds if your oven has that timing, just because some of them, they're a little bit crispier than I wanted. But now I'm gonna put the topping on them. And for the ones that are just raspberry and Nutella, I'm gonna put a little bit of powdered sugar on them. I have a little thing of Nutella, and I put the Nutella in there. I put the Nutella in the microwave for about 20 seconds just to soften it up a little bit so it's easier to drizzle. Now I'm gonna do these last two raspberry ones, and I'm gonna try to lightly drizzle it. Now, just in case, for whatever reason, you have some sort of food allergy to this, to the ingredients that I use, you could always supplement it for something else. The same way that I cooked the raspberries, you could use strawberries or any other berries of your choice. You could also mash up some bananas, would be a good idea. You could also do cinnamon and sugar. Almost the exact same way. I've seen some people do peanut butter and jelly, and you just spread in the middle and while they bake and add your topping however you like. All right, I hope you guys liked it. If you can, maybe send in your Pop-Tarts, whatever you made. Thanks for watching. Bye, guys.